Hey, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Well, it looks like the streets are ablaze with the sound of music. All right, we talked a little bit about it. So, are y'all here? I don't see anybody. But thank you, Deandra Jameson, Princess A. Deandra beat you to it today, Princess A. Welcome, everyone. Come into the room. Come on in the room. Jesus, come on in this room. Oh. Hey, people. Hi, Prima Wanda and Michelle Holly. Glenn Jamore. Jerome MacArthur. How you doing? MacArthur's Park is melting in the rain. PH Diva. Hello, everybody. Okay, these streets are humming today, and I know everybody expects everybody to have a comment about it. My feeling is you don't have to comment on everything, honey. This is something that we're calling the beef sector, and we all know that it gets nasty. And if you talk and argue and yell and scream at each other as much as we do over here, you're bound to get something's going to slip out. Something that I could have said that differently, whatever. It's going to happen. It happens with everybody. Now, there are many people who I enjoy on YouTube, but when they are fighting, they have called people faggots. They've talked about AIDS patients going to die. They've said everything imaginable on YouTube, right? Now, I have options. I could fire those people and never speak to them and block them. But pretty soon, you're not going to have nobody left, baby, because ain't nobody holy but God, right? Certainly not here on the beef sector. You can expect people, because they're human beings, to make blunders, to make mistakes, to say something that you would never say. It's all words, honey. So what you have to do, what I do, is you don't listen. And I don't throw the people away. I say, well, that's the way they fight, honey. You can't tell nobody else how they gonna fight, girl. Fighting is not a good thing. It's not fighting. You go in to hurt people. That's the whole point, right? The purpose. So you're gonna go lower and lower and lower and lower. And since we can't use our fist and our feet, we're gonna use words, like the Bible say, and what it says. Good and evil is in the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue. God chose in his infinite wisdom to give us the gift of speech, honey. We're not like animals. We can talk and we can be hurtful and harmful. So if you know these people are going to go lower than low, they're going to reach hell, don't watch them. This is my advice, honey. Don't watch them. That don't mean you got to stop watching them on a regular basis. But if they're fighting and they're saying things that you don't like, don't watch them, honey. That's what I do. If I feel like these people are saying things, they're talking about faggots and they're talking about AIDS and all this kind of stuff, things that I might find personally insulting to me, I have the option of not watching it, child. That's the way they fight. It's nasty. Some people fight and they stick a butcher knife through your eye. So I don't think these words over here are really all that serious, considering what evil really is. Some people have not experienced that. When I was on the streets, I had to experience a lot of, not to be judgmental, a lot of straight men, right? Or a lot of big egos, right? A lot of alpha males. And their idea of fighting was a whole lot different than mine, right? So what my option was, I stay out their goddamn business. Sometimes people will come up and tell you, oh, you can't believe what he did. What he did. I don't give a damn what he did, honey. When he's with me, he's respectful and I'm respectful to him, right? So don't expect these people to always be so sweet and nice and friendly when they're fighting. I think that's the point I was trying to make. How y'all doing? Hi, Sherry Morrison. Uh-huh. Well, since it's such a small sector, we kind of talk about everything that goes on here, and we can talk about it. But my thing is, you don't have to listen to everything, single thing, and you don't expect these people to be holy. They're not holy. Ain't nobody holy, honey. Even the church people, they ain't holy. If you go up in their house, honey, they beat their kids, slap the shit out their husband. You don't know what goes on in them homes, honey. You know they smiling and friendly when you see them. That's it. Mm-hmm. Hi, Nikki with the eye patch Baloo. Thank you for posting for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, posting Almond Brown's audiobook. I just signed off with the editor. She just sent me the product. So now the editor is finished. All I got to do now is the formatter and the actual publishing of the book. New book, right? And we discuss a lot of the issues. In my writing, at least in this series, I'm just talking about what's going on here in the beef sector, right? Or the possibilities. Everything in fiction is exaggerated, right? But when I was a baby Christian, my series was called Love and Gospel Music, right? Because at that point, I was consumed with the relationships of people in the church, gay people in the church, women in the church, all kind of people in the church. Of course, I dramatized things, but that was my obsession at that time. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing new under the sun. I guess you could call it entertainment, though. I mean, I feel bad when people say things bad, but I've slipped and said things when I'm in a heated argument. Of course I have. Everybody has, honey. Judge ye not, yes, lest ye be judged, right? You've said things to your children that you know you shouldn't have said. I remember when my sister, she got into it with my mama, these teenagers and their mamas. And she said, she called me a bitch. I said, that don't sound like mother, right? But I guess she got so hot that she didn't actually slip up and call her child that, right? That was unusual in the house. But anything is liable to happen. People, right? People slip and say things. For me, I can apologize very easily. That's just part of what my character is. But I can't make that to be everyone else's character. Some people have a very hard time with it, right? So I don't have a judgment about that. But I've seen that pretty much everyone is on here on this subject. I guess the subject was Queenie and James Caldwell were going to edit, which they both go edit pretty hard. They tend to slap each other around pretty hard, right? And at some point, James slipped and made a reference to our brother Emmett Till, correct? Which was probably inappropriate to say. But when you're in that state of mind, you're liable to say anything, huh? So we don't just make that a big thing. We want to cancel people. Beef sector, really? I thought you're supposed to be counseling these big ass politicians and shit, child. Anyway, this will blow over, child. No, of course, I don't choose no sides about nobody. I don't like y'all over there fucking with Mr. Carruthers because I don't feel like he's doing anything wrong necessarily for people to attack him so hard. And I do believe that people deserve respect. Now, man is in his 70s. He's an old guy. He goes out of his way to try to be politically correct, right, to function on here. I don't think it should come at him that hard. Just because, I mean, when you walk into a room, what's your name? Mr. Carruthers. Why? Because you're an old guy. But they feel like on here, anybody can come on the beef sector has got to be a pig. I'm not saying any particular person is a pig, but basically we're all pigs, right? But you can still respect your elders. You can still respect people who don't disrespect you. Unless they disrespecting you. If they calling you a hog-head bitch, then yes, you can go all holes barred, honey. But if they just sitting around the sidelines appreciating your humor and your entertainment, no, I don't believe you should disrespect people on GP. It's my opinion. We all got an opinion, honey. What y'all think? What y'all think about these current activities? Everybody got their favorites, and everybody makes allowances for their favorites. For me, people having vile language and so forth, I think it's just something that happens. If you talk long enough, you're going to say something inappropriate. right? At least on this level. We're not professional journalists on here, just people, correct? Some people are just miserable and hate themselves from their vile language. I can tell that their lives are pathetic and sad. That's what people want to say. They're vile, nasty. It also depends on how you're raised too, because my mama was, as a younger woman, she was hellacious. Now she won't even say the B word these days, but as a young woman, she was. I mean, when we got yelled at, you would rather get beaten, and her mouth was so vile. But some people raised in families where they never even used a curse word in the house, so they don't even know how to come at like people like this, right? Not only black families, you see it when they show you dramatizations of Italian families and Greek families and Jewish families, and they all get at the table and they all start yelling and screaming at each other. You know, it can be horrendous, right? Some people are not like that. Some people don't fight. There are plenty of grown people who have never had a physical fight in their entire lives, right? And there are people who had to, all my life, I had to fight. I had to fight my brothers. Be quiet. I had to fight my dog. What you doing, dog? Right? And so that's not a fair fight. If they don't know how to fight, they ain't never fought nobody in the whole damn life. And this motherfucker's fighting somebody every 3 weeks, girl. That's not a even fight. They're just people. Mm-hmm. So when I see people who I enjoy watching, if they make me laugh, I'm entertained by them. I just don't watch it. I know you can be what the capacity of men and women are, right? I just don't want to see that side of you. Mm-hmm. Some people is vile, and then some people raised up in the church where the church make everything about. Oh, you said a bad word. It's a bad word. We have to examine what exactly makes a bad word. Do people create what is a bad word? I mean, when did fuck become a bad word? They're so evil that you're gonna go to hell for it, girl. Right? That's all of that training from the church. Say this. Your church say, if you don't say that word, God loves you more. If you don't do this, God loves you more. If you don't do that, God loves you more. So you ask yourself, well, then what about Jesus then? I mean, explain it to me. Make it make sense, people. On one side of your mouth, you're saying, if I say shit, I'm going to hell. Other side of your mouth, you're saying that Jesus have died for all my sins, and I am forgiven, and God has thrown all my sins into a sea of forgetfulness. He'll never remember them. This side of your mouth saying, yeah, he's going to remember every damn thing you do. You better do right, right? The control of religion. But this whole thing about curse words, and if you pay attention, really, poor people, we use curse words more often, perhaps, but everybody cuss. Billionaires cuss. They all say fuck, shit. They all say it, girl. They might not say it with the frequency that we use it, but we become masters of these words, right? Because that's all we got really to fight with is words. We can't ruin people and all that kind of stuff that they can do, right? They can fight with your purse, fire your ass. Mm-hmm. It's Ivana, love, not Ivanka. Who's talking about Ivanka? You know, I never watched her shows. Maybe I got to go back and check them out. Sometimes you know what's going to happen if you do that, right? I go do the shit every single day. Baby, let them just walk past. Just relax. My dog hit me with the puppy dog eyes, and I can't bring myself to lock him in the bathroom. Ashante. Okay. 1 minute, please. Excuse me. Move the bum. No, don't go try to hide. Get it, bum, over here. It's for your own good, boy. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. That's what my mama used to tell me before she beat my ass. Get the bum in there. It hurts me more than it hurts you. Oh, really? Somehow or other, I don't believe these lashes. Anyway, Mr. Queenie wants to talk to. I go through the same thing every day, girl. I try to keep him in here with me, but he's fine in there. He can't hear the outside hallway. But when he comes in here, he acts a damn fool. I just made a home to my fur babies. Change clothes and go spend time with them. I feel you, church lady. We all need our love injection. I said, come on, dog. I need some more love. It's time for a love. I need a hug. Can I have a hug? Lick you all in the face, you know. Whatever I'm doing something my dog don't like I'm holding him wrong or something, or I got him in a headlock over me to lay on top. He always gets to start licking you on the face, right? And he knows I'm weak, so he'll just, oh, okay, I'm sorry. What do you want? What do you want now? He wants doggy treats and all that. He just stands and just stares at you until you figure out what you want. And sometimes it makes you so uncomfortable. Would you stop staring at me? What about you want me to do? A scratch on the head, that did. Get some of that dominion over the earth and scratch my head, please. Pets are therapy. Sometimes they take them to the hospitals. People who have terminal illness and so forth, and the dogs cheer them up. Just to rub their head. God has given them the gift. They don't even got to talk. You tend to bond more with animals because they don't talk back than people. However, people and animals both are naturally drawn to me. Oh, they're so sweet. We use profanity, but it isn't cursing. Cursing is like saying, I wish someone would die or meet their demise, honey. I put curse, I'll put the whammy on the ass, girl. Everything you touch is gonna turn to shit till you do right by me. I hope I didn't slip a whammy on nobody, girl. Cover your eyes. I never did understand that stuff. Oh, you said a bad word. You said a bad word. I don't say that bad word. Remember when Jay Wilson used to always talk about, I didn't say the B word. I didn't say girl, you went and insulted my house, my furniture, my income, my dog, my cat, my wife, my daughter, but you didn't say the B word. So I guess that is the ultimate, girl. Lord have mercy. Prima Wanda said, I noticed when you take Queenie on a walk, he will try to attack certain people, but at the doggy celebration, he was fine with everyone in the park. Yeah, he will attack. He will go after strangers in general, Prima Wanda, when they come past, especially if they're running or if he don't know them. Now, after he gets to know the people, like everybody in this my apartment building, since he knows them, he doesn't jump at them. Well, most of them, right? The ones who are not afraid. If they sense fear in you, then they always go to yapping, right? But after he gets to know them, they patted his head a couple of times. He doesn't react to them that way. That's why they use those dogs in Tibet to guard the monasteries and so forth. They could just tell if there was a stranger in the castle or the monastery. And their job was to alert the lions or whoever was in charge of security. But they will react to like homeless people. Sometimes they're, it seems so unfair. I said, don't make a person feel bad because they're walking by or whatever. But they're just kind of protecting the owner. One time, my other dog, Jimmy, I know I probably told this. Well, I probably told it a couple of years ago. But there was this guy who had mental problems, and he had this big box over him. He was carrying the box, right? And so we saw the box coming at us. The man was inside the box talking to himself and so forth. And so my Jimmy, he jumped at the box, right? Was barking at the box, right? And the crazy man, came out from under the box and was barking back at the dog and attacking the dog. Shit, grab my dog. I had to grab my dog and run with him, girl. Now that was different. And you know they ain't bigger than what they gonna do, really? Queenie got them little bitty tiny teeth. What you gonna do, boy? You ain't gonna do nothing. My problem is the polar opposite. My puppy is too friendly. But when we make a little barking noise, he tends to hide. Wait a minute, I gotta hear that again. My problem is the polar opposite. My puppy is too friendly, but when we make a little barking noise, he tends to hide. Oh, he's scary. He's a gentle soul. Mm-hmm. Queenie ain't gonna bite. He ain't gonna bite or nothing and let nothing die, honey. Mm-hmm. Ankle biters. You call them ankle biters? So far, Queenie ain't never bit nobody. Jimmy bit somebody one time, and he bit me in the face one time. And that was also involved the homeless guy. I was holding him. I had just gotten him. And the homeless guy came by. He was talking to himself, whatever. And I was holding the dog. And the dog still got so excited that he bit me all in my fucking face. But thankfully, that was the last time that was happened. But it was also the last time I tried to pick him up when he's doing that. Also, many dogs, if they're eating, you can't put your hand nowhere near that bowl until they get through eating, right? Or you're liable to get it bit off. It's just a gut reaction, you know. Jimmy dog. Oh. But this dog, I got used to this Queenie dog now. They're both named after the same person. My lover's name was Jimmy. He was a dog lover, and he got us our first dog. So I called the first one Jimmy, kind of to keep his name alive, right? And then when Jimmy died, my pet name for Jimmy, for the real Jimmy, was Queenie. I called him Queenie more than I called when I just plain our pet name. I always call him Queenie. So the new dog, he was also named after the same person. He was Queenie. Oh yeah, he would bite Jay Wilson for sure. He heard that name enough to know that's the enemy, honey. Get him, girl. Get him. Get him. Oh, I'm trying to hold him back. I'm trying. Get him. Silver ain't got a dog itself. Lord have mercy. Maybe that dog will bring out some good in that boy. Right. Y'all notice now everybody done got dogs now. Who was the first one? Rebel Son got a dog. Duchess Kelly Love got a dog. Jay Wilson got a dog. I already had a dog. But people are starting to get dogs these days, baby. There's a strange phenomenon here in the Bay Area where they're having all these dogs are showing up at the pound. The pound is overrun with dogs, right? Because prices are so high, they can be expensive. Mine is expensive because I've spoiled him by giving him all his expensive stuff what he expects now. But they can be expensive, particularly people who have these great big old dogs. And they have found people have abandoned their animals, or they left them on the street for the SPCA to pick them up. So they're overrun with animals now. So you need a dog, go down to your local dog pound. You can get one easily. There's a whole lot of them there. That's really sad when you can't even afford the dog food. But I guess if you have to start cutting expenses, you know, you're already trying to feed 3 children. Moon Witch, my dog bit me once and I bit her shady ass back. He never tried it again. That's right. Yeah, they do learn, honey. Well, I was trying to change Jimmy. Jimmy was not housebroken. This dog was 3 years old. He was already housebroken and all that when I got him. But Jimmy dog, when I got him, he was a year old, but he had been raised in a pet store. So he had never been house trained. And so people kept telling, I said, well, he keeps peeing in the house, right? And at that time I had 4 roommates, right? You got to do something about this dog, right? And They kept saying, well, you got to put his nose in the poop or the pee and smack him across his face. I said, excuse me? I have not hit my dog, child. I was raised up like that. It don't work. They kept telling me, and I said, eventually he pooped on the floor, and I did it. I put his nose in the poop, and I popped him upside his head. No. I had to pretend like I was real angry with him. I wasn't that angry, really, but I need to housebreak him. No. He never did it again. He was housebroken. He never pooped or peed in the house. He knew when it was time to go out, right? I probably could have did it with my own voice, though, but we don't hit dogs around here. And we give them the love. Yeah, this one was this one was real good. He was housebroken, so he knew what time it is. If I don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, he comes on my head and gently pats me on the head till I get up. He's a good alarm clock. He know at 4:30 it's time to eat. I mean, time to go for a walk. Right? He starts fidgeting and carrying on then. He knows bedtime. He knows when the last treat is going to be fed to him. He knows things. He knows a few words. I think he knows 10 words. He knows, come on. Come on. Treat. My cousin bit the dog tail off. Bit his hot tail off. When the dog bit her, we were kids when it happened. Lord have mercy. Bit the dog's tail off. No, that's abusive there, child. You got to keep an eye on that cousin, honey. That's how they say when you raise serial killers, they start off by abusing animals. Keep an eye on her. She got any missing husbands? My doggy got a big old tail. He just wagged. I know he's happy when he got the tail wag, right? I got to keep on servicing until I get the tail wag. That means you're happy. Cats are cute. I love little kittens. I think they're so cute. I never had one. I'm permitted to have an animal, a service animal, a companion animal. This building doesn't allow animals, but with the exception of you have a companion animal, right? You got to go to your doctor and get a little license. But I don't think they let me have two animals. There are people who have two cats, more than one cat, but I ain't gonna try them. I'm not gonna try them. But I think kittens are so cute. Of course, they grow to be cats, but cats only get so big. I don't know. I like looking at them. I look at a lot of these videos on YouTube, cats and dogs and puppies and all that. So y'all don't got nothing to say about the situation over there where the people are going off and wanting to block people and cancel them and all that stuff. I guess there's not much to say about it, really. Let it pass, honey. Oh, she's good. Dog hit her. So she bit him back. Yeah, she bit him back, but she ain't able to bite his tail off. A lot of them big ones get the tail cut because them tails are like knocking over stuff, child. Your husband don't like cats? I used to think I didn't like them. When I was a kid, I thought they were evil because they had those eyes, the little eyes. Usually when they're showing you pictures of devils in fiction, they had those same kind of eyes, honey. I thought, oh, I hate them, especially black cats. I heard somewhere that they were bad luck or whatever. But now I think that they're adorable, particularly when they're puppies. I mean, when they're kittens. I think you can get used to, because one friend I think he had 3 cats, and I was very allergic when I went over to their house. But after a while, It didn't bother me anymore. So I don't know if we get used to, you grow out of allergies or whatever, or we got to take Claritin, something. But I'm not allergic to all cats. That's not true. 6 cats. Who got 6 cats? Oh, the crazy. They call you the crazy cat lady if you got 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of old people have a lot of cats though. I guess it's an addictive thing, or you just love animals, you know. Selective outrage. Okay, finally, someone has commented on this current situation. But I think that's how you're going to survive in the beef sector, though, because if you're going to be getting offended by people and what comes out of their mouth and so forth, you're not going to make it very far over here because everybody's going to let you down. Everybody's going to offend you. I don't think they're evil people. I think people, when they're getting in it with people, they're going to say whatever it takes to hurt them, right? You can expect it, and you can also choose not to watch it. You ain't got to be ashamed that you watch it sometime and you don't make no comment, right? But just don't take it personally, honey. You can't. You can't. You won't survive here. Uh, Deandra Jamerson says calling people monkeys, health reads, CPS, police call. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm working out mine in writing, honey. Write it down, Deandra. Write it down, baby. It's therapeutic. Yeah, all the race stuff, they're gonna get people get offended. The Emmett Till thing, I mean, that was such a horrible story. And then it's fresh now because apparently they found the person who lied and is back in the news again. But that is part of African American history here. The crime was so horrific. But there are people, even black people now, that don't believe in interracial. You shouldn't. They have a problem with black men, with white women. People have all kind of issues. But at that time, racism was so strong in America that they would actually kill you for whistling at a white woman. That's how this country was. So it's part of the history. They may still not like it, but at least they ain't gonna hang you from a tree or do what they did to that boy. They used to tie people to the back of trucks and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would say insensitive. But there's a lot of stuff on here that's insensitive. That ain't the only one. Apparently, there's people on the Lipstick Alley, they picked up on that and made it a big story. I guess maybe they didn't like him already, you know. But even the people that he's arguing with, they've said stuff like that or worse, much more personal than that. Don't watch them, people. You got to vote with your fingers. They go too hard. They go too heavy. Sometimes the cussing is just so much. It's just, it's going to be too much for me even. So I'll watch it for a little bit. But I'm not going to sit there and watch 2 hours of that. You know, there's no substance at all. It's just a bunch of cussing. What Miss Creole say? Okay. Tell him happy wife means happy life. What the wife wants, she gets. Okay, keep your wife happy and you'll be happy. I'm currently watching this series on what's it on? It's on Amazon. Y'all heard of what's the name of the shit? What's the story with about the ad people? Bad men. Or is it bad men or mad men? Bad men. Mad men. Yeah, it's about the 50s. And these people are so racist and misogynistic in this Brahmanization. I always heard about Mad Men. It was a popular series a few years ago. So this is an old series. But the first time I watched it, they had all the black people were servants, and But I guess at that time, that's what kind of jobs we were doing. But it was hard to watch at first, and the misogyny. They treated all the secretaries like they were sex toys, and just going back that far in history, it's pretty fascinating to see what these people were getting away with, what the white men were getting away with. I mean, basically, they were happy, and everybody else was subservient to them. I don't know. So it was hard on not only with other minorities, but it was really very hard on women, period. The role they had women in, you know. Anyway, it's fascinating. Amazon, they'll trick you. They'll have a series that's on for 8-9 years, but they'll only give you the first season free. It's all a plot to get you interested in it, so you'll then sign on and pay for all these damn series. I'm already paying Amazon, so why am I paying you for another amount just to watch this damn show? I got to sign up for Showtime now. I got to sign up for this. I got to sign up for that. I'm not signing up for nothing else, period. I don't give a goddamn if it's $2. I'm not signing up for nothing. It's all a plot. Mm-hmm. When Comcast people gave me this new thing, I forget the name of it, but the little tiny box, it's not much bigger than a cell phone, really. The thing they give you at Comcast, if you don't have, you're not paying for Comcast. I'm only paying for the internet. Oh, I'm supposed to change my. Hold on, man. I don't know why it does that. Go on to that when I start. So now I might have a fuzzy picture in the beginning. Yeah. Okay. So we just switched over to much better internet. I guess eventually I'll get it. It's really a good show. They also gave me another thing called Peacock when I got the little box. Peacock, and those are all free, right? So I'm watching this thing called it's a remake, Queer as Folk. I don't think y'all gonna appreciate that because all they do is fucking that thing. Gay sex from the very first scene. And I don't like love scenes in movies. I'd rather have a plot or something. So I don't know. It's for young people, really. But we got to find something on there on Peacock. I don't even know how Netflix is going to survive as a streaming service. And they got so much competition now, and some of it is free, and Hulu and all this stuff. Isn't that $5 a month or something? I'm gonna be satisfied with what I got, baby. You go with Church Lady. You got Netflix, Play. I never even heard of that one. Plio and Hulu. Yeah, I don't have the Hulu. I have Amazon Prime. Believe it or not, I got premium on YouTube, which gives you movies on here as well. And I have Netflix, and that's it. Well, I guess now I got other stuff. I got Peacock for one. They give you a couple of other networks on there for free. Now, we don't know how long it's going to be free. Is that another track? They want to get you to watching the stuff, right? Just like Netflix, they'll start you off at $8 a month. But I think now I'm paying $8 Netflix, basically double, $16 a month, where it started off at $8, right? So the whole thing is to get you hooked watching it. But you got to figure if they're paying all these comedians, 10, 15, $20 million just for their little show, child, they've got to have some big expenses. We can't expect it's going to stay at $8 a month forever. Long as they don't get as high as Comcast, it's a long way to go to get as high as they were, honey. They were getting $200 and $300 a month. Breaking Bad, yeah, I watched that. That was good. I was surprised that I was able to watch it because it's about meth, and I don't like a lot of too close to home. But the writing was good. The storylines was good. I watched that one. I watched the Ozark. I watched a few of them. I watched the things about I can't even remember all the series I watched on there. But I do like being able to watch them one after another. I get frustrated as then you got to wait a whole nother week, see what happens next. Wait a whole nother week, watch all the commercials and all this shit. Whatever. I like the way Netflix do it, where you can watch it. You can binge watch series. So we got to find another one. So far, none has been as good as The Sopranos to me. That was my ultimate one. Better Call Saul. I couldn't get past the first episode, which was Better Call Saul. That was before Breaking Bad, right? They have a couple in that series, and I didn't like the one after it either, where the one that was the kid in Breaking Bad, he's all dirty and dark, and I really don't like this street kind of dark street kind of stuff. I like gangster movies, but not when it's low level street stuff. Too dark. It all depends on the writing, of course. Stranger Things, nope. I don't like all that supernatural stuff, child. What are those? Those the kid that's very popular right now. I think it's #1 on Netflix. Stranger Things. What the kids have special powers and all that. They seem to make back in the old days, they used to always have detectives, murder mysteries, stuff like that. Now they seem to favor these superheroes, people with powers, and all this kind of stuff. I haven't gotten into it. I haven't been able to get it. So Stranger Things, no, I haven't watched it. You love Supernatural? Oh, there's a lot of stuff for you out there then, honey. Vampires, superheroes, all that kind of stuff. Arrow. You sound like Gamage now, the church lady. He likes all that stuff. Anything to do with comics, he loves it. Flash, Black Lightning, the Arrow, Superwoman, Lewis and Clark, and on and on. I don't know if Gamage Carter on here. He used to moderate, but now he just be in the background. But he loves all that stuff. I haven't watched any of those teenagers that are vampires. Now I loved Interview with the Vampire and Rice books, and there was a time I have all of them here in the thing, all the big hardcovers. I like that series, so I know if I sat down and got into them, I would probably enjoy them. It's just a matter of allowing yourself to get into the story. So it takes a couple of episodes. That's why I'm watching this thing with what do they call them? The bad people, mad people. I had to allow myself to get into at least 2 episodes in order to get into the storylines. I'm quick to fire people though. If they don't catch me in the first few scenes, I'm out. Too quick with the remote. And they got one called The Boys. Mm-hmm. Boys and play basketball with them. And I have more brothers and sisters and all of my friends who were nerds, love comics. I think Gamage must have over 1,000 comic books. Everybody collects something, honey. Me, myself, I love busts and statues, artworks. It's always been that way, really, since I was a teenager. We all like something, honey. Creole Cloak and Dagger. I like a lot of the Agatha Christie's or remakes of Agatha Christie's. They are still recreating that woman's books even now. They always got a new Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express, and all that stuff. I enjoy that kind of stuff. You like documentaries? If I'm in the right mood, a lot of the music documentaries are fascinating. Clive Davis. I watched one yesterday. It was not Clive Davis, one of the other guys. I forget his name. But those things are fun. A lot of the fashion designers. I got to be in the mood to watch documentaries. So. Mm-hmm. Agatha was my favorite author. One of mine too, certainly. Poirot. I still can't pronounce the name right. Is it Poro? It looks like Poro, but I think it's pronounced Foro. But I've seen them all now. Columbo, I'm still watching Columbo. I started watching Columbo back in 75, child. I know every word in the damn every episode, but Amazon, you can watch every episode on there. But I still go to Columbo in certain moods. I just keep an open mind. Yeah, it's easier when you're younger too. You can enjoy stuff. I don't know if it's anxiety or whatever. You can't sit down and just enjoy a movie all the way through. But I do more clicking on the damn thing, child. Sometimes I go the whole damn day clicking, trying to find something to watch. With all those options, you can't find one damn thing to watch. Sit down somewhere, child. You love Columbo. I think I met Columbo before in Hollywood. I'm trying to remember. Did I actually meet Peter? I know I saw him. I used to work in Beverly Hills, so you saw celebrities all the time. But I believe that I actually spoke to him. I don't know. I'm having a hard time remembering a conversation though, so I don't know. I might have just saw him. Mm-hmm. We have so many options these days, though, honey. And some of y'all got a job too, so you only got one option at night, honey. You can't be watching TV all day. Okay, True Blood was my show. Yes, it's really good. Anita, are you responding to Darren J? Only one kid has powers. Okay, so everybody's not a vampire in there. I like things about young people, but I really don't watch too much of the dramatizations of being young anymore. It's so different. Young people. I don't know. Usually, if it involves teenagers, I don't want to watch it. Of course, there are exceptions. You watch all of Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of their stuff, even now with the young people, is about supernatural powers and witches and all that kind of stuff. They need a new Sopranos. That kid, Tony Soprano's son, should be about the age now where he can be a gangster. I think there was a plan to make a sequel to Sopranos. Of course, sequels many times are not as good as the originals. Remakes are not as good as the originals. Probably eventually they're going to make a remake of the Sopranos because when younger people come up, they haven't seen that. They haven't been exposed to it. So they get a whole new audience. That's why there's so many remakes and things. They go on with things that they know are going to be successful because they've been successful in the past. Same thing with movies. Anybody heard about anything about what's going on with this project of Lee Daniels for Netflix? It was supposed to be some kind of ghost story or something with Monique and all that. I haven't heard lately. Neda, okay. Neda, he said the boys are not your typical superheroes. It's like superhumans on crack. Oh my goodness. They're hooked. I like the revamped Charmed. I hated the old one. The new one is more versatile. I noticed that a lot of these remakes, though, they're remaking them with more people of color in them. Like I used to like Tales of the City. When they made Tales of the City, the remake, it's not as good as the original, maybe because I was a younger person then. But almost all the characters now are minorities, which is more a reflection of the actual people today. Like San Francisco is 33% Asian, but in the original series, they didn't show no Asian people, right? So now they got black characters and Asian characters, Mexican characters, and things like that. Same thing with what's that other remake I was watching? Dallas. Is it Dallas or the other one? I think it's Dallas. Yeah, the remake. Many of the characters are now black or Latin. None of those characters were in the original, right? They even have gay characters in now where they don't necessarily need a gay network like they used to have Logo. It failed eventually because they're in basically they just add those characters in with the other characters, which I think is fantastic. It's great. Many of the remakes are all black characters now. I like my shows to look like my family. It's a lot of races in my family. Okay. Yep. My family as well. I haven't been back in a while, but my family is also a lot of different kind of people, a lot of interracial marriages there. We always had that. We always had interracial marriages in our family, but I think more so now with this new generation, who I don't know them. I should go back and just get to know the young people, but they're basically strangers. I mean, I'm in my 60s. Most of the generation before me are gone now, and so now I'm like 2 generations behind. So I have to be introduced to the new generations. Dynasty. Yeah, it's pretty nasty, but not as good as the original, I don't think. But I'm sure to the young people, maybe it's just as good. They definitely have a lot of black characters, the main characters now. They did the sequel to The Sopranos. I ain't never heard that. Or if you know more about it, tell me about it, Naomi. I want to watch that. I watched that series, so I knew the damn words before they said them. I must have watched Sopranos 4 or 5 times, the whole series from beginning to end. Yes, The Saints of Newark is prequel to Sopranos, with the son is playing Tony. What? Let me see. Okay, it's called Boozy Chick. It says The Saints of Newark. I never heard of it. What's it on? The Saints of Newark. Boozy Chick. You know what where it appears? It costs $14.99, so I haven't seen it. Well, that's one I probably would pay for. I'll be very curious about those characters. But you say it's a prequel. If it was a prequel, it would predate The Sopranos I'm familiar with, right? So would I like that? The kid is playing Tony. Is that what's going on? It costs $14.99, so I haven't seen it. Well, I just said a minute ago I wasn't going to pay for nothing, but I would be willing to pay for that. So I should just go to Google that the Saints, and it'll probably lead me to wherever it's playing. And this new Comcast thing, they've also given me the voice thing, where you push it and it'll pull it up on anything that you're subscribed to. So we'll definitely check that out. I'll give you a report, but that is the one exception. I would pay for that, but that's kind of high, $14.99. Damn, for just one show, that's high. Usually, you pay for the network, but maybe we got to research that and see. Lord, he loves Goodfellas. Yeah, Goodfellas is playing on Netflix right now. That's one of the greatest gangster movies ever, in my opinion. They say it's The Godfather, but I think the Goodfellas is just as good. Yeah, I may watch it again. I've seen it so many times though. Yeah. Sometimes you got to give it a couple years, then you can watch it again. It'll be new to you. Okay, thanks for the advertisement there, boozy chick. Okay, you're saying Amazon Prime? I already have that. I'm subscribed to it. But you go on there, Amazon Prime, they will trick you though, because they'll make you pay for something, even though you're already paying for the subscription. You got to pay for that particular episode. Let's do an experiment. I'll try to do it real quick. Okay, what's it called? The Saints. The Saints. I'm already here in Prime because I already got it. Of Newark. The Saints of Newark movie. The Saints of Newark DVD. Let's just go with the Saints of Newark and see what it tells us. The Many Saints of Newark. Who made Tony Soprano? Okay. Amazon Prime from $7.99 to buy. So they're saying you can buy it for $7.99. Okay. It's called The Many Saints of Newark. You can you can buy it on Blu-ray for $14.99. DVD is $12. Can't you just watch it? How can you just watch it? The Many Saints of Newark, Amazon Prime Video. So looks like that's the movie. They made a movie first and then a series. Okay. I'll watch it today. Lansky, watch now. Many Saints of Newark. Taking Sides. Many Saints of Newark on Blu-ray. So you got to buy it on Blu-ray or DVD. But it does say on here for $7.99 you can buy. Let me see. Buy the movie. It's on sale. It was $14.99. So that's where you get the $14.99, right? Watch this rated feature film prequel. Okay, it's not a series. It is a movie. Rival Gangsters Rise. All right, people, if you want to see the Saints, then now's the time to do it because it's half price. I guess it's part of that Amazon sale right now. $7.99. I'm gonna watch it today. I hope I have $7.99 in my bank account. It's getting kind of tight around here, child, with all this book stuff. Thank you for telling us about it, though. It looks like Ray, the one that just died from the Goodfellas, he's in it as well. Ray Ola is his name. Loyola. He just died a couple of weeks ago. Do you watch P-Valley? Nope. You can watch P-Valley first season for free on Amazon right now. I was just on this thing where I'm just not going to sign up for anything else. It costs money. Although I am going to watch that movie. And I guess today is the day to watch it because it's $7.99 as opposed to $14.99. 1, 2, 3 movies. All of them are free. There's so much stuff. It doesn't make sense to pay for anything because there's so much out there for free. Just like porn. Remember people used to go to the porn store and pay $69.99 and watch dirty movies, child. Now you're a damn fool. You pay for that stuff. It's so much for free. Paulie just died too. Paulie died just recently within the last month. And the guy, Ray LaLoya or whatever from Goodfellas died just recently as well. Everybody's dying. It's very depressing, honey. Child, when you're in your 60s, that means everybody that you ever watched, they're all in there. They were all 10 to 20 years older than you just to be adults in an adult film. Those people are all in their 80s and 90s. Hell, of course they're dying. Rock stars are dying. David Bowie dying. All these people who you enjoyed are now, 20 years older than you. So they're all going to die. Everybody's dying. And you know what that tells you about yourself? You're on your way, baby. It won't be long, soon and very soon. You are going to see the King. Soon and very soon. I am going to see the King. Hallelujah, hallelujah. When my grandma was 94. She said, baby, I'm ready to go. She said, 94, baby, that's a long time. Whoo! I just don't want to be sick for no long time. That's a blessing, honey. These people, you feel sorry because they had a heart attack and died. I said, ooh, what a way to go. Here today, gone tomorrow. Not all that suffering and riding around in wheelchairs and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, at least now I know what I'm going to watch tonight. Mm-hmm. Grandmother died in April at 90. It's a full life. We can't expect much more than that, people. The oldest woman in California just died. She was 116 years old. I have no desire to be 116 years old. Yes, my cable is $200, thinking about cutting it off. Yes, what I did. I just did it after many years. I finally was able to do it, Christy. My bill was $210. I had no prime channels at all. All I watched on there was the news. And then I watch the news on YouTube because I can pick and choose what I want to watch, what story I want to watch, right? So it wasn't serving no purpose. It made no sense for me to keep paying all that money. So it went from 210 to now it's 90 for just internet and whatever little stations they give you for free TV. All right, you guys, thanks for coming in. I think everyone seems to have an understanding about all the drama that's going on. You know, if you don't want to see it, baby, don't watch it. And you can rest assured that we all use language that is wrong at some point or other. We're going to make mistakes. We're not professionals. We're just YouTubers. Okay. So y'all have a nice, what's the name? Thursday? Nice Thursday night. I'm going to get on here to the Saints of Newark. Later, people. Thanks for the information.